You wouldn't believe me when I say this is the best Android phone with the best camera in the world? That may sound cliché and clickbait, but after watching this video, you will understand why this is the best Android phone with the best camera in the world. But before, subscribe so you don't miss any new tech product reviews and updates. Every year, new smartphones are released to the market. And every time, one thing most people anticipate the most is the camera quality. Any new phone that doesn't perform better than its predecessor in terms of the camera is automatically disregarded by customers. Since the launch of the Oppo Find X6 Pro on March 21, 2023, the anticipation and desire to get a hands-on experience have been seen among every tech reviewer. After the release on March 24, 2023, it is very important to share some of the specs and features of the Oppo Find X6 Pro with you to know whether to maintain your current smartphone or if it's time to get the Find X6 Pro specs. The Oppo Find X6 Pro supports GSM, CDMA, HSP, CDMA 2000 LTE, and 5G. The operating system running on the Oppo Find X6 Pro is Android 13 and ColorOS 13.1 with a Qualcomm SM 8550 AC Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 4 nanometers. The system is powered by a octa-core 1X3, 2 GHz Cortex-X3 and 2X2, 8 GHz Cortex-A 715 and 2X2, 8 GHz Cortex-A 710 and 3X2, 0 GHz Cortex-A 510. CPU and Adreno 740 GPU. On the outside, the smartphone has a 164.8 x 76.2 x 9.1 mm dimension with a weight of 216 grams. The front is made of Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and the back is a Gorilla Glass 5 or Eco Leather back with an aluminum frame. It comes in black, brown, and green colors. Like most recent Android smartphones, there is no memory card slot. However, the X6 Pro comes in 256 GB with 12 GB of RAM, 256 GB with 16 GB RAM, and a 512 GB with 16 GB RAM. Therefore, you don't need to worry about external storage. If you use more storage, then go for the one with the highest storage capacity. The type of display on the X6 Pro is the LTPO 3 AMOLED 1B colors, 120 Hz, Dolby Vision, HDR 10+, 800 nits, TIP 1500 nits, HBM 2500 nits, peak. The display size is 6.82 inches with approximately 90.0% screen-to-body ratio. With an approximate 510 ppi density, the display resolution is 1440 x 3168 pixels, which is protected by a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Now, let's shift our attention to one of the most important features of every smartphone, the camera. The main camera comprises a 50MP f1, 8 23mm wide, 50MP f2, 6 65mm periscope telephoto, and 50MP f2, 2 15mm 110 degrees ultra-wide cameras. Some of the features of the main cameras include Hasselblad color calibration, LED flash, HDR, and panorama. There is also a single 32MP f2, 4 21mm wide selfie camera with a panorama feature that can shoot 1080p videos at 30 FPS. We'll talk more about the cameras later. Moving forward, when it comes to the sound, the Oppo Find X6 Pro has a loudspeaker with stereo speakers and, unfortunately, no headphone jack. In terms of connectivity, it supports Wi-Fi 802.11, Bluetooth 5.3, NFS, infrared port, USB Type-C 3.1, and no radio. Some other features include a fingerprint sensor under the display, an accelerometer, gyro proximity, a compass, and a color spectrum. Another important thing is the battery life of the Oppo Find 6 Pro. It is powered by a LiPo 5000 mAh non-removable battery. It charges at 100 W when wired, and according to Oppo, can reach 100% in 30 minutes. When using wireless charging, it charges at 50 W and can reach 100% in 51 minutes. Lastly, it charges at 10 W when using reverse charging. Main features: The Qualcomm SM8550AC Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor powers the Oppo Find X6 Pro, which runs Android 13 plus ColorOS 13.1. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 powering the Oppo Find X6 Pro is intelligently engineered with cutting-edge AI across the board to deliver truly extraordinary experiences. This artificial intelligence marvel provides accelerated performance, unrivaled connectivity, champion-level gameplay, inventive capture, and more. Snapdragon, together with the Android 13 Plus, ColorOS 13.1, makes the X6 Pro a beast of a smartphone. Fresh from the box, there is no Google Play Store, but it can be installed. The reason is because the smartphone is also available for those in China, where Play Store is banned. The display is a fantastic 6.82-inch 1440p AMOLED with an adaptive 120 Hz refresh rate and 3 color settings. Even in its default natural color mode, the panel is very vivid. There's a Pro mode that conforms to the D65 white standard and a vivid option that turns things into an explosion of color. The panel is also blindingly bright. It also has dual SIM support, nano SIM, dual standby. And guess what? It supports IP68 dust water resistance up to 1.5 m for 30 mins. Oppo packed a lot of camera hardware into the camera module. The wide camera has an f1, 8 lens and the 53 MP 1-inch sensor that is now overturning the smartphone market. The ultra-wide and telephoto lenses share a 1.1, 56-inch sensor, the largest ever used in a periscope zoom camera. That periscope has a 65 MEF focal length and a very bright f2, 6 lens for its type. Oppo claims that this is the most stable periscope camera on a phone, and initial reactions indicate that they may be correct. Oppo has 2 Hasselblad-tuned portrait modes, one using the wide camera and another using the telephoto. Price and where to buy the Oppo Find X6 Pro. The Oppo Find X6 Pro can be found on all major smartphone e-commerce shops, especially those in the China and Asia region. One such shop is Giztop, and what makes it even more ideal is that they deliver to over 190 countries. Currently, the price of the Oppo Find X6 is $1,199 for the 256GB and 12GB RAM, $1,299 for the 256GB and 16GB RAM, and $1,399 for the 512GB and 16GB RAM. Also, you get it in black, green, or brown colors. Even though 2023 has just started, Oppo has already unveiled their newest update to the Find X series, and it promises to get even better in the coming months. If you are pleased with all these specs and features, then you should get yourself one now. In case you need any guidance, feel free to write it in the comments section below and we will assist you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and share with others.